Where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her, then you went and married somebody else that think like a man.
He took my Winton. Took my Winton from me. He turned my son against me.
Come here and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies. I'm talking about things that have never been heard.
If you've been following the tumultuous romantic escapades of Steve Harvey, it's evident that his ex-wife Mary has consistently criticized him for allegedly being unfaithful during their marriage, particularly with his current spouse Marjorie. Unsurprisingly, Steve vehemently refuted these accusations, attempting to portray Mary as a resentful ex struggling with the fact that she was replaced. What adds a layer of complexity to this narrative is Mary's substantial contribution to Steve's life and career. She supported him financially, investing her own life savings, and played a pivotal role in conceptualizing the comedy club that helped propel his success. Despite her significant involvement, Steve reportedly betrayed her trust by cheating and subsequently ending their relationship once he achieved fame. So, what's the story behind all this Hollywood chaos? Let's find out in today's video. But of course, before we go any further, make sure first that you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now let's get going.
Moved forward from me to Marjorie. That was...
Said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her, then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They
had me evicted from our house, thrown out. All the businesses, all the money, the cars, at a moment when I was...
The plot thickens as Katt Williams recently entered the conversation, essentially validating Mary's claims about Steve. Williams labeled Steve as a charlatan, alleging that he exploited Mary as a mere stepping stone to ascend to the pinnacle of success.
$50,000 10 times. 10 times. 10. The ranch property, our ranch that he calls his ranch, or wherever he goes to do the mentoring or whatever, that was our property.
As previously mentioned, Steve Harvey's relationship with his ex-wife Mary Harvey has been far from amicable, marked by a series of contentious events since their messy divorce in 2005. During the divorce proceedings, Mary made sensational accusations, including labeling Steve as a serial cheater. Following a bitter court battle, Steve was ordered to pay Mary over $40,000 a month until March 2009.
So you say to yourself, why would somebody intentionally go this far to...
Despite the acrimony surrounding their split, Mary initially hesitated to publicly speak out against Steve, likely influenced by their shared parenthood. However, in 2007, Steve's marriage to Marjorie triggered a significant shift. Mary's resentment intensified because Marjorie was one of the women Steve had allegedly cheated on her with during their marriage. This tipping point led Mary to break her silence in 2007 when she released a YouTube video where she candidly exposed Steve. In the video, Mary divulged intimate letters and emails exchanged between Steve and Marjorie during the time he was still married to her, bringing a new dimension of drama to their already tumultuous history.
So you were with him before any of this?
Yeah, with him, like as in the trunk of the car with him.
Wow. Wow.
I was that.
Adding another layer to the already tumultuous saga, Mary later disclosed that Steve failed to fulfill his financial obligations, never completing the payment of the monthly $40,000 spousal support checks and neglecting any child support payments altogether. This financial betrayal left Mary in dire straits, leading to severe financial hardship. In the aftermath of Steve's non-payment, Mary found herself in a precarious situation, compelled to sell her house in order to sustain herself and provide for their son Winton. The financial fallout further exacerbated the strained dynamics between Steve and Mary, intensifying the personal and financial toll of their troubled history.
With all the emails and the text messages and the different things that were
In a stunning escalation of the already distressing situation, Steve Harvey utilized his financial resources and influential connections to secure full custody of their son, Winton. According to Mary, Steve not only orchestrated a complete cessation of communication between her and Winton, but also manipulated their son by allegedly bad-mouthing Mary, fostering a rift to the point where Winton distanced himself from his own mother. This heart-wrenching scenario unfolded against the backdrop of Steve's failure to meet his spousal support obligations, forcing Mary to sell her home and leaving her in a financially precarious state.
The end of the entire divorce, at the end of it, whenever it came about, which I don't know, because how do you go in there in 2005 and here you are in 09. In 09, 4 years later, I'm being put out of a home that was given to me as my sole separate property.
Adding a surreal twist to the narrative, it was later revealed that Steve faced accusations of mistreating Winton. A bombshell article by TMZ exposed an incident where Steve allegedly received a call from Winton's school, revealing that the boy had lied about completing his homework. This revelation casts a shadow over Steve's image, raising questions about his parenting and the emotional toll his actions have taken on the strained relationship between Mary and her son. The entire saga unfolds as a complex web of betrayal, financial distress, and familial discord, with each revelation peeling back another layer of the deeply troubled history between Steve and Mary Harvey.
I thought the least that he could do, make me whole at the end of it. He left. He just left, walked out the door.
The disturbing revelations continue as Winton, Steve Harvey's son, detailed instances of alleged physical maltreatment by his father, involving a belt and a fraternity-style paddleboard. Shockingly, the police report documented injuries, capturing photographs of bruises on Winton's buttocks and right thigh, along with cuts on his leg. Winton reportedly informed the police that the severity of the maltreatment even affected his ability to go to the bathroom for several days. Despite the compelling physical evidence, the case took a surprising turn when it was dismissed from court. Steve Harvey's influential connections and financial resources seemingly played a role in extricating him from the legal consequences. The episode adds a distressing layer to the narrative, suggesting that Steve's efforts to gain custody might have been driven by his motivations beyond the welfare of his son. The manipulation of the legal system to avoid accountability raises serious questions about the fairness and integrity of the judicial process.
Once he realized that I was going to divorce him, he walked out the door, went right to New York, to our apartment that we had there, which I never got to see, by the way, and then she joined.
In a remarkable twist, Mary Harvey countered Steve's narrative of hardship, exposing what she claimed to be a fabrication. She asserted that Steve's publicized story of homelessness and sleeping on the streets was entirely untrue. According to Mary, Steve had never experienced homelessness, and the dramatic account was concocted to generate sympathy and portray a more dramatic narrative than the reality of the situation. These revelations further underscore the complex web of deceit, personal vendettas, and public image management that characterize the contentious history between Steve and Mary Harvey. The credibility of Mary Harvey's claims faced skepticism from many who dismissed her as a scorned ex-wife with a personal vendetta against Steve. However, the situation took a significant turn when comedian Katt stepped forward to lend support to Mary, essentially corroborating her narrative. Williams not only validated Mary's allegations of mistreatment, but also exposed Steve Harvey as, in his words, a fraud who allegedly plagiarized jokes from fellow comedians to advance his career. Adding more fuel to the fire, Katt Williams accused Steve of harboring jealousy toward the late Bernie Mac during their overlapping careers. Williams asserted that Steve was purportedly against Bernie while he was alive, but adopted Mac's comedic style following his death. This shocking revelation painted a picture of Steve Harvey as not only mistreating those close to him, but also engaging in questionable practices within the comedy industry. Williams further claimed that Steve lifted jokes from comedian Mark Curry, intensifying the allegations of intellectual property theft. The unfolding drama not only cast doubt on Steve Harvey's character, but also exposed a contentious side of the entertainment industry, shedding light on the cutthroat competition and accusations of imitation that can underlie the pursuit of success in comedy. As Katt Williams openly criticized Steve, the narrative surrounding Steve Harvey became increasingly intricate, with layers of personal and professional controversies coming to the forefront.
The man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it 'cause you did.
Katt Williams continued to unravel more layers of the Steve Harvey saga by challenging another element of Steve's narrative. Williams substantiated Mary's assertions that Steve had fabricated a story about being homeless, asserting that Steve was not truthful about his financial struggles. According to Williams, Steve was already earning substantial income before achieving widespread fame. Williams claimed that even in the early stages of Steve's career, he was cashing $3,000 checks every other night for touring alongside comedian Mark Curry.
That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week.
This revelation further undermined Steve Harvey's credibility and painted a picture of deliberate deception. It suggested that Steve may have exaggerated or misrepresented his past challenges for dramatic effect, manipulating public perception to garner sympathy. As Katt Williams continued to expose alleged inconsistencies in Steve's life story, the controversy surrounding the iconic comedian intensified, revealing a complex tapestry of personal and professional deceptions. Katt Williams continued to shed light on the alleged shortcomings of Steve Harvey, this time focusing on the comedian's failure to acknowledge Mary's significant role in building his career. While Williams didn't explicitly mention Mary's name, the implication was clear, accusing Steve of not giving due credit to those who played a crucial part in his success.
Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh.
Williams reportedly expressed concerns about Steve's behavior as a husband, suggesting that history might repeat itself in his marriage to Marjorie. This perspective prompted discussions and reactions from the public, with one commentator expressing disappointment in Steve's alleged mistreatment of Mary. The commenter speculated that Steve's behavior may have been influenced by superficial factors, such as Marjorie's appearance, and criticized the apparent disrespect shown by Steve's son.
Your mama's house, Marsha's house, my apartment, and whatever you had purchased for Marjorie. What point in there would he have time to be homeless? Okay.
The ongoing public discourse surrounding Steve Harvey's personal life, fueled by revelations from Katt Williams, highlights the complexities of fame, relationships, and the potential consequences of one's actions coming to light. The commentary reflects a mix of disappointment, concern, and a desire for accountability in the face of these unfolding revelations. Now I'm eager to hear your opinions. How do you feel about Katt Williams publicly calling out Steve for allegedly leaving Mary in a state of financial ruin and homelessness? Do you believe that Katt's outspoken comments might compel Steve to rectify the situation with Mary? Share your thoughts by dropping a comment in the section below. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.